Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Help for the Guiltless. My name, of course, is Antoine. And once again, before we get started, I do want to point out that the GoFundMe is still going. I have less than 7 days at this present time. Please, anything can help. I will leave a link to the GoFundMe down below. Once again, this is to help me, my girlfriend, and my 5-year-old daughter stay off the streets. So, with my new recording schedule, I had to wake up early, get my 65 gigs of coffee, and wake up to some interesting news. You see, I was going to do something about the Starbucks incident, but this seems a little bit more important. The sentence for Dankula has come about. Now, I cannot be happier that the sentence in itself was as light as it was. It's more along the lines of the sentence being given. So, from Sky News, YouTube user fined for posting video of pet dog giving Nazi salutes. We all know what this is about. We all know that this is a ridiculous sentence. We also know it was ridiculous that he was arrested for this. Mark Meechan, or as we all lovingly know him, Count Dankula, filmed his girlfriend's pug, Buddha, responding to the phrases "gas the Jews" and "Sig Heil" by raising its paw. A man had been fined £800 after he posted footage on YouTube of a pet dog giving Nazi salutes. He was arrested after police were alerted to the clip, which had been viewed by more than 3 million people. You know, most of those people had a sense of humor. On top of that, not once was that video flagged. Oh, I'm sorry, what video in question? It's the one that's playing in the background. I'm going to continually loop this to give fuck you to YouTube and the Scottish police. Following a trial at Adrie Sheriff Court in Lancashire in March, he was found guilty of posting material that was grossly offensive and anti-Semitic and racist. He had pled not guilty, because here's my thing. It was grossly offensive? I'm sorry, I laughed. Most of you in the background are laughing as well. He taught a dog to get excited by the phrase "gas the Jews." Do you want to know how easy that is? For a dog who likes to go on a walk, instead of saying, "Do you want to go on a walk, Buddha? Do you want to go on a walk?" you say, "Gas the Jews, Buddha? Gas the Jews?" and you want to take him outside. He learns that that's the same signal. Now, him giving the Nazi salute is actually rather funny, but it's not anti-Semitic. He states in the video, which I will play at the end of this in its entirety. He states in the video he wants to turn his girlfriend's pug into the most offensive thing possible. I don't get how they didn't understand that. On top of that, let's clear some things up. YouTube did not report him to the police. The video in question was never taken down, did not receive any flags. Meechan, who regularly posts videos on YouTube under the name Count Dankula, was convicted of committing a crime under the Communications Act, which was aggravated by religious prejudice. Religious prejudice. Yes, now that it's having something happen to it, it's being considered anti-Semitic and things like that. Except they're not picking up on what Dankula was laying down, and that is simply that he turned something extremely cute into the worst thing he can think of. He was making fun of the Nazis, and he has stated that over and over again. Meechan, described by his defense agent Ross Brown as a tolerant and liberal man, said he had posted the footage as a joke to annoy his partner and claimed the case raised issues of freedom of speech. The entire point of the joke was a juxtaposition of having an adorable animal react to something vulgar, he said. Speaking outside court, he claimed the case set a really dangerous precedent for people to say things that in context can be completely ignored, and then they can be convicted for it. That right there is the issue. Now, where I am, I could do this, no problem. There's nothing anyone can do about it. It's freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Where Dankula is, yeah, they have freedom of speech, sort of, and freedom of expression, not really. When his conviction came through, not his sentencing, when the conviction came through, the Villains and I did a podcast. We did our Proper Villains Live, and we said a whole slew of things in support of Dankula, as offensive as possible. It was one of our best shows, and believe it or not, we know for a fact Lo-Fi, Brockist, Zell, and I, if we went to Scotland to do a live show, even more, the live show that we did that day, we would be escorted out of the country. Not just arrested, they would just kick us out. Now, as glorious as that would be and how much it would actually boost my numbers, I can't afford the trip to Scotland. Although I would do it. Setting a really dangerous precedent is exactly what this has done, and there are people who disagree with me that this can't affect America. It already is. I don't have a problem with certain things going on, but when you have two major states that have laws that allow you to be charged, arrested, and sued for misuse of gender pronouns, that's a bit much. You see, in America, we're not outright saying, you can't do that. No, instead, we're curbing speech. We're shifting it. We're turning it into things that we can't say. Because we don't want to be arrested for it, or we don't want to be fined for it. In New York, it's a $250,000 fine at maximum. In California, it's an arrestable and jailable offense. And you wonder why I want to get out. But Sheriff Derek O'Carroll said that while the right to freedom of speech was important, the law necessarily places some limits on that right in all modern democratic countries. No, Derek O'Carroll, the law does not limit what I can say in America, and we're a democratic country. You're trying to save face, and unfortunately it's not working. You're an idiot. Now, one of the fun things that happened after Dankula was convicted is Twitter kind of unified for a little bit. Most of the left and most of the right went, this cannot happen. So they decided to inundate the police with offensive memes. Things like this have brought people together to talk about the problems. There were very few publications that thought this was a good thing. Sentencing Meechan, Sheriff O'Carroll also revealed the 30-year-old's girlfriend did not subscribe to the video channel he had posted the footage on. Oh no! No! She doesn't subscribe to Count Dankula? Guess what? Neither do I. I'm going to now, but I haven't been subscribed to Count Dankula. I follow him on Twitter because he's a hilarious person, and I'm glad he didn't get jail time. But his girlfriend not subscribed to a big fucking deal. Like that was something that should be added to his sentence. He used her pug, sir. Don't you understand? She's not even subscribed to his YouTube channel. Is that supposed to add something? Maybe it adds a hate crime to it. I don't know. He added, I found it proved that the video you posted using a public communications network was grossly offensive and contained menacing, anti-Semitic and racist material. Wait, O'Carroll, I thought I was joking. You honestly think that because she didn't subscribe to his YouTube channel, that it was proof? You found that her not subscribing to his channel was proof that what he did was anti-Semitic and racist? Here, let me let you in on a little secret, Sheriff. Gwen, my girlfriend, she subscribed to the channel. Guess what? I have to tell her to watch the videos if it's something that I think she would like. She doesn't watch the videos. She hears about them from me. Trust me. In the video, did you watch it? Probably not. If you watched it, there were clips with her in it. She knows what he was doing. He's even said that she knew what he was doing. She didn't like it, she didn't agree with it, but she knew. What the fuck is wrong with you? You deliberately chose the Holocaust as the theme of the video. No! The theme of the video in question, the one that's playing in the background, the theme of that video was quite simply, turn my girlfriend's pug into the most offensive and disgusting thing I can think of. That's the theme of the video. I don't know if you understand what theme is. Sheriff O'Carroll, do you have a YouTube channel? Maybe I should subscribe to you and find out. You purposely used the command gas the Jews as a centerpiece of what you called the entire joke, surrounding the gas the Jews centerpiece with Nazi imagery and the Sieg Heil command so there couldn't be no doubt what historical events you were referring to. Yes, Hitler. He was referring to Hitler and the fact that the Nazis are some of the worst things to ever happen in our history as a world, not just a country, as the world in general. Think about that, Sheriff. Instead of getting all up in your fifis, instead of pulling up your little boy panties and getting all offended for everyone else, maybe you should realize that you have no sense of humor and you're a sad, sad individual. Dozens of supporters, including former English Defence League leader Tommy Robinson, were outside the building on Monday. Ross Brown said his client was concerned about the impact his case could have on comedians such as Frankie Boyle and Ricky Gervais. Now, you see, Dankula is such a small person on YouTube. There's no possible way that someone like Ricky Gervais would actually hear about it. Right? There's no possible way that someone as famous as Ricky Gervais would possibly hear about it. Keep that in mind. His difficulty, it seems, was that he was someone who enjoyed shock humor, both giving and receiving it, and went about his life under the impression that he lived in a jurisdiction which permitted its citizens the right to freely express themselves. Mr. Brown added, "Oof, excuse me, Mr. Brown. Let me go get the aloe vera, because that burn is going to take a whole jar of it." I agree with him completely, though. It was a joke. I enjoy Dankula's humor. I enjoy offensive humor, gallows humor, if you will, giving and receiving it. The problem I have is the same as everyone else. I'm going to quote something. I don't remember who said it, but it's very true. Offense is never given, only taken. If you take offense to something, that's on you. It's nothing to do with me. If I think something is funny, it's funny. Everything is subjective. Now, remember when I said someone like Ricky Gervais would never have heard of it? After the guilty verdict last month, Gervais wrote on Twitter, "A man has been convicted in a UK court of making a joke that was deemed grossly offensive. If you don't believe in a person's right to say things that you might find grossly offensive, then you don't believe in freedom of speech." Thank you. Ricky Gervais said it perfectly. And you know what? People lambasted him for it, because he was standing up for a fellow comedian. The world has gone crazy, folks. So I'm glad that Dankula only got an £800 fine. It was a slap on the wrist, and that's all it needed to be. This shouldn't have happened in the first place. So, just in case any of my UK friends are watching, I present to you the Nazi Pug.
Girlfriend is always ranting and raving about how cute and adorable her wee dog is, and so I thought I would turn them into the least cute thing that I could think of, which is a Nazi. Buddha, do you want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Mum will gas the juice, son. You want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Come on, gas the juice. Come on, gas the juice, son. Come on. Do you want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Gas the juice? Juice. It's time to get up now, Buddha. It's time to get up. Do I gas the juice?
Ausgekehlt wurde von dem leichten Zeug, das sie beeinzufinden begann. Heute müssen wir selbst...
Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Gas the juice? Gas the juice? Do you want to gas the juice? Buddha, do you want to gas the juice? Come on, gas the juice, mate! Come on, gas the juice! Gas the juice? Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Sieg heil! Who's a good wee Nazi? What, gas the Jews? Gas the Jews? Gas the Jews? Gas the Jews. I'm not racist, by the way. I just really wanted to her off. Jews.
And those are my thoughts, folks. I'd love to know yours. Let me know in the comments. If you like what I do here, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you know when I upload. If you'd like more of me, you can always join me every Tuesday at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where you can join Brockus, Zell, Lo-Fi, and myself for Proper Villains Live. Or you can always join me on my Discord. The links are down below. If you'd like to support the channel, I have links below for Patreon, Maker Support, and a link to PayPal for one-time donations. There's also a link to a very awesome merch store. But with that being said, this has been Help for the Guildless. My name, of course, is Antoine, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.